This is Kennedy Park area of Portland. It's between Interstate 295 and then you go up to Congress Street. It's not a great area. This is where some of the kids lived. I think at least one of the witnesses lived in Kennedy Park. You can see there. It's public housing.
They spent a lot of time going back and forth to Kennedy
Yes.
Park. I know that.
And in Kennedy Park, actually, you can see now it's been fixed up quite a bit. At the time, it was not in great shape. This is Smith Street, going up towards where Peppermint Park is, which is an actual park. So here we go up the street.
Such a typical Maine street.
I know.
Maine City street.
And well, Portland's a very pretty city, and there are a lot of pretty places there. But this is
This is what poorer
working
cities
class,
in Maine look like.
and all East Coast cities.
Could be worse.
That is part of the public housing, and here I am. I thought I kind of edited this so it's not like real time going up the street.
At least we're not hearing us breathe.
I know, panting. Oh, so this building here, that's kind of built on this kind of where Tony Sanborn's parents did live on Oxford Street.
Too bad the house isn't still there.
This is Cumberland Avenue. Right behind this weird beat up building is
Looks like it used to be a store.
Peppermint Park is. It was a store.
You like that building?
I guess I do like it. I like beat up buildings apparently.
I do too.
But pretty soon we'll be getting to that's the Cumberland Avenue entrance. But then on this film here, this is coming down Smith Street. So this is on the other side of Cumberland Ave from where I was walking up. So here we go, going into
And this is where the kids hung out a lot.
They used to hang out, but the
wall that they sat on isn't there anymore.
It isn't there anymore, and also this is obviously
that playground
newer.
Like that.
What was there, I remember it being much more overgrown and
Scraggly.
shabby. And there used to be, I don't know how long it's been a park, but I know in the 60s it was, because I saw online somebody posted pictures of himself as a child in the wading pool there, and I didn't want to repost his pictures. So this is Smith Street looking down towards Kennedy Park area, and then that's just some nice graffiti. And then going up to Congress Street. So this is the way they would have walked going down to the waterfront. It's less than a half a mile down to the waterfront. Far. So here we are. This is India Street. So Jerry Rossi, if you remember, lived on the corner of India Street and Federal Street.
Yeah, and Jerry Rossi, if you remember, is the guy in his 30s who was accused of raping underage girls.
Yes, he was.
And
I wanted to say before, this is Federal Street. Okay, here it's coming again. It's either this building that he lived in, or there's one across the street that has weird things painted on it, or this building. Okay, you can go on. Yes.
No, I was just going to say, and the police used that information against him to get him to testify that Tony Sanborn confessed to him that he killed Jessica
And I don't know
Briggs.
if that place with the trees painted on it. Okay, now we're down on Commercial Street.
I love some of these. I love the architecture.
Yeah. Commercial Street. So I kind of skipped down India Street. Oh yes, here's another walking one. The seagull. So that in the background there, my herky jerky. There, the still photographs. I should have just done a bunch of still photographs. They're obviously better. I think that's the Ken Burns thing. What it's doing. We used iMovie. So here we are. This is there are some benches.
Oh, what does it mean? Like it captures stuff?
I think when you're on a still thing, it kind of pans around. This is the ferry terminal, which runs parallel to the Maine State Pier. And they built this in '88, so it was fairly new when Jessica was killed.
And the one guy, Schwartz, was sleeping on a bench near here when he said he heard something
Yes,
go in
and
the
when
water.
I come back out, I went through that area where there's benches. When I first read it, I was thinking of those benches that were out on the street, but then as I walked through, I came back through the ferry terminal part where people were waiting, and there's a bunch of benches there. Now, we did take a video at nighttime, but it was too dark to be a useful video. But the one useful thing about that video at nighttime, as you can see how dark
Right.
this pier is at night. It's pitch dark.
And
We were there. It wasn't even full. It was after dusk. Oh, that's DeMillo's.
Yeah. And when
zoomed in on
Jessica
it.
was killed, that fence, that chicken wire fence, wouldn't have been on
Well,
the
and
pier.
you can see. So here it is. This is the way it usually is. There's usually not a fence there.
Yeah.
The reason there's a fence there now is because they do have concerts on the pier.
You don't want more drunk guys falling in the water than already do.
Well, you know, there is a serial killer. So that structure that you can kind of see in the upper left wasn't there. It's only been there a few years and it's because of the concerts. You don't really see it much, but there it is, that thing. That's not something that's normally there. So I'm walking down to the end of the pier. And believe it or not, I did shorten this. It seems long.
It's a long pier. It's a big long pier.
It is. I wanted to kind of show you how.
It's an industrial pier. It's not some nice touristy.
No, it's not. Although, and people like to, and you can see now. This is a day. It was a fairly warm day, but look at that water. You wouldn't want to fall in it.
No.
It's probably only about I don't know, maybe 50 degrees.
The water in Maine is cold.
Yes.
South Portland.
God, yes. So here's the end of the pier, and kind of, I don't know what I'm doing here. But there are some, thankfully, some still photos. That is probably right there is where the dry dock was. So this is around where she probably was killed.
Yeah.
This part of the pier right here. And like I said, at nighttime, I don't know if we're going to I have that thing on YouTube, so this is what happens when can't edit very well. But we could put a link to the nighttime one.
We will, yeah.
Just so you can see, there's no lights on here at night. It is dark.
It's dark.
And it's kind of a desolate place.
And you wonder what she would have even been doing down there.
I know.
Except for walking there with somebody who said...
maybe she knew the guy, and we don't know. We don't know.
I know.
Or, you don't even have to know somebody very well. You could know them just in passing,
to see them.
To see them is someone you hung out with a couple times and just be like, oh, hi.
And again, let's
go for a walk.
As we said in the episode, these were Maine kids, and, well, there were certain dangers. There's DeMillo's again.
And
people are fairly friendly and open with each other.
Especially young kids, you know. And so I'm walking, on these pictures, I'm walking back towards the land. That's some of the piers you're looking at over there. And here I am, I'll say, so here's the wharf. So you'll see, I'm looking, so that's that paint. That paint.
So that's the pier right there.
Yes, when you're standing looking towards the water, and so you can kind of see, and there are lights on it right there. But then when you get onto the actual pier, so here's all the benches I was talking.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and that paint I saw.
Wait for the ferry.
We're gonna have that picture on our website of the pier, that aerial view. There was a nice compass thing painted on it at one point, but it's gone now. It's just like wow. Oh, so here I am walking down I think this is Long Wharf, where Harbor Fish Market is, where I have shopped many times. If you're ever in Portland, that's a great place to buy very fresh fish. Fresh. And here is this funny little place that we liked, which we do have on our nighttime thing, but you can barely see, and it's very spooky looking. But I like this place. It's always looked like this, shabby.
It's a working. Like I said, it's a working.
And I didn't notice this beer bottle sitting there until after I was looking at my pictures.
There's probably a drunk guy under the pier.
There was no drunk guy, but there was a restaurant guy smoking a cigarette.
What I meant was the body of a drunk.
There's always Oh yeah. Well, the serial killer. I didn't see the happy face thing, so like this happy face serial killer that.
Right.
Goes around killing
drunk guys,
college-age
throwing them
men.
in the water. Episode 8, if you want to know what we're talking about.
Yes. So there's the guy smoking a cigarette. So you can see here, anywhere, some drunk person could look at this. There's nothing. There's nothing keeping you from falling in.
Not that it has to do with Jessica Briggs or Tony Sanborn.
And only the seagulls know.
Yes. Or from pushing someone.
You could easily push somebody in. I mean, look at that. What the hell? I think I'll sit on this block of granite here.
Drunken.
Whoops.
Uh-oh. Splash.
And so here we are, my herky-jerky
I'm
walking.
getting dizzy.
Ugh, I don't know what the hell I was doing.
I couldn't watch the Blair Witch Project because it made me dizzy.
Yeah, well, look at this. Okay, so that's DeMillo's. That's the restaurant. It's on a boat. Very cute. And there is, at this point, my battery was running out on my camera. So that's Jay's
there's Jay's
Oyster
Oyster.
Bar, which we were talking about. Oh, and here we're coming, just like that building. That's the Custom House building. It's a beautiful building.
Baroque.
And here we are, Commercial Street. So that's looking down Long Wharf where we just were. And Boone's and the Dry Dock. 2 restaurants. So now I'm walking back up Hampshire Street towards that neighborhood again. So you can see it's shabby again. But in the background, they're building nice big condos.
Yep.
They're going to rip down these poor houses.
And where will the people
We're
live?
back up towards the base of Munjoy Hill, because that's where I parked. Kennedy Park kind of area again. And here we go.
And a lot of these houses are really old.
Yeah, and you can see, and there's a little
A
kitty
kitty?
cat. And there is,
there's your
look
car.
at that. And how do you know it's my car?
Oh, because that person's listening to Crime and Stuff.
Yes. So that's the end. Hope you liked it.